Well, talking with more MHKs and talking generally about how things are going here, obviously during the lockdown, and how they view the press conference. In Treasury Department, of course, is Ralph Peake MHK. Mr. Peake, we'll come to that in a second because obviously there's lots of questions I want to ask you there. You're following the press conferences. How do you think last night's went?
Well, I think it's a difficult time at the moment, isn't it? And they've tried to cover as much as they can. They can release information as they sort of sign it off. They've got to do the checks and the contact tracing. So it is a tricky moment, but there's a lot going on at the moment. So it wasn't perhaps the best conference, but there is a lot going on at the moment.
So you're still very much on side with the government?
Well, I think it's important at this stage to try and get people to realise that the best they can do is to stay at home, because we really want to break those transmissions, and people are doing their bit by staying at home. So that is the message for now. And certainly that's what we're trying to do in Treasury, trying to bring the financial support in for people. So we've started up the salary support as well as the MIRA for unfortunately for those people who find themselves out of a job. So we've actually done that. So we tried to engage straight away and get that positive message out.
Long nights, I mean, is it not a question just picking up where you left off before, or are you tweaking?
Yeah, a lot of that we have been able to pick up before. We did actually tweak a lot of the MIRA and data collection throughout the summer, and so that is in a much better position for us to understand, if you like, the landscape of the job market. So we're in a better position now to understand it. So we're looking forward to supporting people with that.
And what about support for businesses? Because I get this from quite a lot of people writing into me about, obviously, let's say hairdressers, the business, people working in the business are okay, but the actual business who's got to pay the landlord the rent, they're still stuck, aren't they?
Yeah, that is something we're trying to address at the moment, because it's one thing meeting people's, if you like, basic needs with food and that, and that's why the MIRA and salary support have been set at that level to meet those needs. But you're right, the overheads of a business, that's a different matter, and you can't really meet those overheads if you're just meeting people's basic needs with financial support. So we're looking at that at the moment and seeing what we can do there.
You've got quite a big war chest if needed. It didn't seem to be the case last time, because obviously we came out of it quite quicker than we thought. But have you got that money and the resources available this time again?
Yes, you're absolutely right. I mean, the government is in a strong position. All the investments are still holding up well. The stock market is still doing well, and our investors, we've got 5 different organisations which handle the government's investments, and they are performing very well. So that's great, really, the fact that the government has got that, and we've also organised some borrowings if needed. But you're right, we were able, the Isle of Man was able to come out of the last crisis quite quickly, so that was good news as well. And we think if people do follow the advice this time round, we should get out of this very quickly as well. It's important to really do that, to break those transmissions and to come out of this as quick as we can.
Yeah, but you don't think another 2 weeks from now, because that's obviously Wednesday would be the day to have no transmissions at all, and we're not anywhere near that at the time of recording, are we?
No, not at the time of recording, but again, if we can break those transmissions, that will follow. And I think it was like 28 days last time when we were able to get the construction industry back. So, we'd very much hope that we can get certainly outdoor workers and construction back. They'd be one of the first that would like to get back to work. It's good for everybody to work and to have a purpose. And sitting at home, it's not a positive thing to do, is it? There's things you can do, but really having contributing to society through work is great.
Well, last time we heard that you were being sympathetic to taxes and VAT returns. That happening again?
Yes, we've certainly got an open ear, because we realise we've got to work with this together. So I would urge people who are experiencing a difficult position to really engage in that communication with, whether it's the Customs and Excise or income tax, and really to share the position they're in and try and work together.
Now, putting your other hat on, because with your mental health charity work, this affects people quite badly, obviously. Are you getting to hear more about it at the moment? Is there any advice you can give out?
Sure. So we did see a massive upturn in the services with the charity Quing. really throughout the summer and into the autumn. And so we did actually have what we called Quinn TV, where we actually had like an online discussion, an online forum where we could bring in expert knowledge and really to give people that sort of direction and comfort that, you know, you're not alone in this together. That was the biggest thing, really. We really want to try and connect people, build that community again, a virtual community while we couldn't meet, but then as soon as we could meet, we were able to then have that community in real time. And we're based down at the old school down on Finch Road. So yeah, we're going to start that Quinn TV again. We've got a committee meeting tonight. I spoke to the directors last night, and so we're going to really announce that over the next few days, try and have sort of 2 or 3 afternoons a week where we can make some recordings. And of course, they'll be available then for people to pick up and use as required. And the idea of that is to try and to let people know that they're not alone in this. While it's a difficult situation, there will be a positive outcome to this, and we will want to try and help people get through this and come out of it stronger.
And this is a lot of people's problems, I'm guessing, because if they're by themselves, only the 4 walls around them, that can be very, very difficult.
You're absolutely right. You know, people, not everyone's a large house with a garden, and certainly when you're in that situation where you are surrounded by just those internal walls, you know, having that window to the outside and having that sort of sympathetic ear, having someone who'll listen and someone who can, you know, give good advice, it really is worth an awful lot. And yeah, we want to try and make that available to as many people as possible. We are getting great support now from business community, as well as some of the places where we can get some financial support. And so we're now really in a very strong position in 2021. We had a great start to the year with some injection of capital, and we're now really looking for an extra member of staff to come in, to be honest, and to really offer that service to more and more people. It's a strong community. The members, a lot of them are taking educational courses on the peer mentoring side of it, so they're in a much stronger position themselves to help other people, and that's really key to what Quinn's about. It's learning through education how you can help yourself, but also then go on to help other people.
And to finish with, what do you think about the lockdown in the sense of how long it'll go on for? You know, seriously, what do you think would be the most likely time that we're going to come out of this?
Yeah, I think the fact that we chose to go into it quickly and relatively hard, I think that will be good. So I appreciate there are some community, if you like, transmissions coming out at the moment, but that I do think that will reduce. It's great to see that the numbers aren't large per day. So let's hope that carries on for a bit longer, and then really that should start biting in, then that the transmission should cease, and then we'll be able to hopefully have that virus burn out. So I'm very hopeful that it'll just be this month, and you know, we will be pretty well on that target. It might change a day or two, but I do feel if people do take heed, stay at home, break those transmissions, we will then burn this out, and we'll be able to enjoy then lifting off restrictions, and we'll be able to get back to work and be able to start enjoying the great quality of Manx life we do enjoy here in the Isle of Man. We're very lucky. The weather is quite nice at the moment, but it's only going to get better, hopefully. So we'll look forward to being out and about again.